In this video, I'm going to give you my top 3 secrets to working step 9. Are you new in recovery and are you looking to understand the 12 steps? Or are you a sponsor taking a sponsee through the steps? Doing step work as part of a balanced recovery program can be a daunting process. Taking a sponsee through the steps can be a daunting process as well, but it really doesn't need to be. I'm Tim Westbrook. I'm the founder and CEO of Camelback Recovery here in the always sunny and always sober Scottsdale, Arizona. And I'm here to break it down for you so you can get a jump start on your recovery from your addiction. These are my top 3 secrets to understanding step 9. What does step 9 say? Made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. The essence of step 9 is that we deal with our past mistakes so that we can move on with our lives as someone who's grown and changed for the better. Try to keep that in mind when the details of each amends start to get complicated. My first secret is around understanding what is meant by direct amends. This is more than an apology. You can't just say to someone that you've wronged, my bad, I'm sorry, and cross them off your list. You have to find a way to make it up to them. You have to find a way to make it right. An apology is empty. Typically, an apology, it doesn't mean anything. An apology is typically for the other person. It makes the other person feel better about what they did, but it doesn't change your future behavior. With an amends, you take full responsibility for your wrongdoing, and then you do whatever you need to do to make it right. That's how you make an amends. And also, this can be just by living your best life, clean and sober going forward. But this can include paying them back money that you borrowed or stole, or working for a charity as a way of getting back into karma's good graces. Your sponsors should have some ideas here too. Direct amends also means in person whenever possible. You try to sit down face to face. Really, in this digital world we live in, you could get away with Zoom. Zoom's better than a phone call. So I would say first in person. I remember when I had to make amends to my dad. I got on an airplane and I flew across the country to meet with him in person, to look at him eye to eye, to make the amends. I had a bookkeeper I needed to make an amends to. Again, I scheduled an appointment with her in person and I got my ass in my car and I drove to see her at her convenience on her lunch break. So, fronting up to the person and apologizing is what maybe gives step 9 such a fearful stigma, like being in person, and why people talk about it so much in the rooms. But trust me, being face to face, it's totally worth it. It means more. My second secret is to do with understanding the phrase wherever possible. I spoke about this in my last video, and it's important to understand when doing a step 9 is not possible, and also when it's not advised. Okay, so you might be ready to make amends. Let's say you reach out to a person on your list and they say they don't want to speak to you. They don't want to meet you. Then you might write a letter instead. Or if someone has died or lives in another country, or you fear they might get violent when you see them in person, these are all examples of when a direct amends can't work. We call these indirect amends. Allied to this are living amends. So with the indirect amends, really, you do everything you can to make a direct amends until you hit a dead end. Once you hit a dead end, then you move on to the indirect amends, which can be writing a letter or something along those lines. But then we have the living amends. The living amends is where we demonstrate our commitment to change by living in a way that honors what needs to be amended. To live the amends means to live according to your values and never, ever revert back to your old behavior. If you don't know what your values are, obviously you need to figure that out. And you can discuss that with your sponsor. You might never get to apologize or make direct amends to a person you've harmed. So choose to live your life in sober consciousness as the living amends. Once again, you're banking some good karma going forward. My third secret is to do with the phrase, except when to do so would injure them or others. Unfortunately, this doesn't mean I don't want to hurt that person, so I'm not going to bring it up to them. So I'm just going to leave it be. To injure someone is, for example, confessing to your friend that you've been sleeping with their spouse, and that ruins their marriage. Sometimes the amends we try to make in good faith can have disastrous real-world ramifications. So we have to watch out for that. And again, you're going to talk to your sponsor about which amends you should make and which amends might injure another person. And perhaps your parents knew that you were using drugs, but they didn't think you were stealing from them too. Is it okay to leave that part out and just apologize for what they think you did? Remember, the amends is for you, it's not for them. So you got to come clean with all of your harms, everything that you've done. You've already highlighted the people you need to make amends to in step 8. So you should have some idea as to the impact your amends might have on the person receiving them. This is where you can weigh what constitutes injury and whether a direct or indirect or living amends are appropriate. These are issues best resolved by chatting to your sponsor before the time. So that's the one thing you don't need to do when it comes to making amends. I'm going to address the answer to that in my next video, how to work step 9. So stick around for that. Trust me, it's a game changer. Lastly, some encouragement. The beauty of the steps and the order in which we work them means that you are ready to make direct amends, because we've already been making amends to ourselves internally as we've worked the previous steps. Making amends doesn't need to be too scary a prospect. It's also a good learning exercise in managing our expectations once we set up an appointment to meet someone we've hurt to do a step 9 with them. And then afterwards, as we reflect on how it went. If we should expect anything, it's the freedom that comes from making amends. A weight is lifted off our shoulders as we repair the relationships we broke during our active addiction, or at the very least, keep our side of the street clean as we continue on our path of recovery. My next video, how to work a step 9, will address some of the more practical issues, as well as the number one thing you should not do. I hope you make time to watch it. I'm Tim Westbrook, and I hope that our paths cross again in my next video of this series.
If you found this video to be of value, be sure to like it, subscribe to our channel if you want to see more videos, leave a comment if you have a question, if you've got something to say. Camelback Recovery provides treatment services for people struggling with mental health, mental illness, addiction, alcoholism. So if you or someone you know is struggling, be sure to reach out to us. You can go to our website, camelbackrecovery.com, or our information is in the comment section below. And we provide everything from detox, inpatient, outpatient treatment, sober living, recovery coaching, sober companion services. So either we'll be able to help you or we'll be able to refer you to people or treatment centers that might be a better fit. So I will see you in the next video.